Hello and welcome to Curtis High Fitness. What I'm going to be doing for you today is something I've never ever done before, and that is make bone broth. Now, if you haven't heard of bone broth, that might sound a really bit weird, but basically what you do is you boil bones of, obviously not human bones, you boil bones of, ideally, a cow's bones, like a thigh bone, to get basically all the goodness out of the bone, so like your amino acids, the calcium, all stuff like that. You boil them for about 48 hours and basically drink the broth that comes from it, and it's meant to be one of the most healthiest things you can actually have. So what I'm going to be doing for you today is taking you through how to make it. Like I said, never ever made it myself, but we're going to be doing that today. So I'm going to take you through obviously the stuff I've learned online, how to do it basically. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to show you the bones. So as you can see, these are the thigh bones. This is my hand size, so you can kind of see the sizes of the bones, and we're going to be sticking them in a slow cooker. So I'll do that now. Don't know how many are going to fit in. That looks quite a good amount. That might be too much. We'll leave that for now. The next thing I'm going to do is obviously just fill it up with water. I'm using bottled water. No particular reason other than I'm not really a big fan of tap water. A little bit more. And the first thing that you actually have to do is draw the goodness out of the bones. So how you do that is with apple cider vinegar. Now, the stuff I've read up says 2 tablespoons of apple cider vinegar, so I'm going to add that now. So I did have my spoon, and I was going to add that myself, but I'm just going to have to guess because I can't do it with 2 hands. So I'm going to say that's about 1, and that's about 2. So don't know about my measurements, but the apple cider vinegar I've used is just the one from Holland and Barrett. There's probably better ones out there, but that's what I'm using today. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to leave that on for about an hour before I add anything else. And what that's going to do is obviously draw the goodness out of the bones. So obviously when I come back, you're going to see the next steps. So first of all, I'm not going to turn the slow cooker on just yet. Just going to let that apple cider vinegar sit there and draw the goodness out of the bones. Okay, so it's now been 48 hours, and as you can see, the bone broth has basically done. As you can see, the bones, which surprisingly went quite a dark colour, and I haven't obviously took any water out or added any water, and you can see the water levels probably dropped from about here, a good sort of inch and a half. So the first thing we want to do now is just take the bones out, and I'm doing that with a spoon, big old spoon, whatever they're called, spatula. Don't know what they're bloody for, I'm never good with instruments, but the one with the holes in to make it nice and easier. And as you can see, which I didn't mention before, the stuff I've added. I just added a bit of veg, a carrot, half an onion, I added some mange 2 green beans, and a couple of asparagus, just to sort of let them settle in here as well, just to get the goodness out of them. Oh yeah, also added some garlic as well. So I'm going to get all this out now, and then I'm going to take you through the next step, which is going to be tipping it in the sieve and bowl. Tip it into the sieve, so obviously any extra little bits are taken out. So a little bit extra in there. And as you can see, that is pretty much what we're left with. So you can kind of see a little bit of fat settling at the top already. Obviously what we're going to do is take that out, use that for cooking with. But the next step is now I'm going to put this in the fridge for about an hour, hour and a half, and then obviously I'm going to show you what that's going to be like. Might leave it in a little bit longer because I'm out tonight. So into the fridge we go. Nice little space at the top there. And I'm going to leave it in for 12 hours. So all that's left now is getting it out of the fridge. So, it's been in overnight, and as you can see, sitting on the top there, oh, is the magic stuff. So, horrible layer of fat on there, looks horrible, but it's going to be awesome for cooking with. I have a little jar to collect the fat in, and I'm just going to scoop it all with a spoon and use the fat for cooking with later. So once all the fat's out, we're then going to heat this up, and it should be amazing. Now that's all out, it's time to pour it into a bowl, and we're just going to heat all this up, then serve it up. So onto the stove we go. So now it's starting to heat up nicely. Just before it starts to boil, we want to take it off the stove and pour it into a glass. So as you can see, you've got about 2 cups worth there, and we're now about to try it. All that's left now is to taste it. Tastes lovely. Tastes like a beef bovril. So I say a big thanks to Fitter Foods, Fitter London for the recipe, and definitely try this one at home.